let's start this video up again. How's it going, YouTube? Nerf Gun Charlie here, and today we're bringing you another beta test of Star Trek Future Tense. Federation Klingon race is in a good spot when it comes to testing, and now we are covering the Romulans. My good buddy Chili Trek has just joined here as I'm recording. So what we're doing is, in Future Tense, like we discussed in previous videos, in order to get multiple playable races, you have to just combine them into one. For the Federation, it is Federation and Klingon. When it comes to the Romulans, you get access to the Romulans, and you get access to the Remans. When it comes to background story, not following canon, as this was created in 2007, so it's more of a different timeline, obviously. You know, there's a lot more peace talks between the Federation and the Romulans. There's an alliance grown with the Romulans and Remans. There's a lot of things there. So, I think I've got to find the lore when it comes down to it that Adam created there.
Ready to build.
But the first test, and as my buddy Chili will see, warp drive now works. It's not as fast as I want it to be, but you have to deal with pathing when it comes to the map. But it's essentially a speed boost. It breaks the barrier. From what I've seen, if you just try to set base normal speed above 130, you start seeing the ship glitch out as if you're popping the clutch on a manual transmission. And kind of similar happens with Death Champ, but with Plasma Overdrive as a weapon, you actually get a warp drive. So I've set this thing as high as about 700, and if there's nothing when it comes to pathing, starships will absolutely fly across the map, which is fun to watch.
Commander, a station
So
is done.
let's go ahead.
Received.
Get that built.
Ready to build.
Get us the new mining beam for the Romulans. Let's go get some freighters going. And I'm going to go ahead and build the Reman station. So one thing I do want to say in the video is the Remans, you know, they're fitting the same general feel here when it comes to UI. However, their wireframes are a work in progress. I want them to have a more utility approach. The Romulans are more of an elegance approach when it comes to their wires. I'm going to have the Remans a little bit more utility. Just it's an MSD, and that's about it. No frills, no nothing really. It's just what strikes me they are from the movie. So let's go ahead. I'm going to take my Death Stinger down there, and we're going to build some scouts and send them that way. A lot of the bugs that are currently forming when it comes to this race are weapons placements and just getting special weapons reorganized where they need to be. You'll notice on some of the Reman ships here in a bit, they are one-sided. Like you'll see a Reman ship is firing all of its beams from its right wing and all of its pulses from its left wing. And torpedoes are flying from its aft, even though they're going forward only. It's really just going back into Storm, going back into Milk Shape, basically making a diagram of where all the hard points are, mapping it properly, and they'll be fixed. We're going to do that to a few Romulan ships, but it's nothing that's going to be overly critical when it comes to bug fixes of any kind. There we go. There's our sledges. Which they're harmless little scouts, but they do have the save fire on their pulses. So in combat, if they store up, they can fire about 4 pulses before they stop and start normal rotations. There we go. Death Stinger's there. Constructor got here on time.
A strong empire begins with a firm foundation.
Let me move something on my desk real quick. Alright, let's go ahead. I also found that the remnants have 3 turrets right now in the beta. They have, this is their pulse cannon, this is their torpedo launcher, and then this is a beam and a torpedo and a pulse. I don't think they need that with the Romulans having the sensor platform, their own pulse cannon, their own torpedo launcher.
What is the request?
So I might scale the remnants down to 2. And they don't really seem like they would need 3 when it comes to like having a sensor platform. They'd leave that to the Romulans. So probably going to take them down to what I'm thinking will be my favorite one here, next to the last on the list. That would be like a beam pulse. We're going to change this to a torpedo one. Just go about our merry way, honestly.
Commander,
Alright,
the station
that is going
What are your
well.
orders?
Research is not really set
Received.
to unlock anything yet. Romulans were in a very unfinished state when I started, so right now, like I said, it's just minor things, changing up where their special weapons are, changing up where their weapons fire. The other thing is research, locking up certain tech, certain starships behind research. We've got to do some of that to the Federation, but nowhere near as much. So
Ready to build.
it's getting there.
Received.
I've only been working on the Romulans for a week now, whereas the Federation has taken me a couple of weeks, and I haven't even looked at where the Borg is at. I know the Borg has got its own unique challenges when it's with its AI, and so does the Cyrenax, our final playable race. That'll probably be the last video that I do. But let's just get set up. Right now, the Romulan AI itself is going to be borked. See, there's the constructor. Because for whatever reason, the constructor sees something of where it wants to build something, and it's messed up. But it means it's stable because it's stuck. So I can fully test out the Romulans for right now. It's figuring out this AI with these new maps.
Proceeding.
One thing you'll notice is on some of these maps you might notice additional mines, or it might feel like it's taking longer for a ship to traverse. That is because I took all the stock maps. They're normally 6400 by 6400 on their measurements. The new versions are anywhere from 9500 by 9500 all the way up to 11,000 by 11,000. So they've been scaled up a sizable amount.
A strong empire begins with a
just so we can account
foundation.
for warp drive, we can account for what you're wanting to build. The AI wanting to do its thing. The Borg AI needs a lot of space to auto-build its station. We'll go over that when we finally record them. Let's see here. Let's get this going.
We will inform you when the ship is completed.
Get some of these ships built. I'll give you some of the ships we've got for the Remans. Please note the quality of some of these models might be low, and that's because these models are from, well, anywhere from 2013, 2014, all the way back to like 2007. Not much I can do about that yet, but working on it. And I'm working on that with Adam, Sam, and I believe we have Dan back on our team. He's back in here. As I was saying in previous videos, we've lost 1 or 2 of our members. Not sure if it's just because they're no longer on the internet, they no longer have access to their accounts, or the worst case has happened. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I know for a fact we haven't heard from our buddy Taurus. He used to be big when it came to our wireframes and some of the coding on the back end to make some of our special weapons work the way they do. We haven't heard from him since 2019. So not very sure what's going on there. Just hoping he's okay. Alright, there we go. Got the Shrike built. This is the Javed. The Vexus class is one of my favorites. It's like a mini Daredevil looking starship along with the Raptor. And this is a nice Raptor. I love this Raptor model. And then one of my personal favorites, the Shadower. She doesn't have mind laying capabilities yet, but she will.
Ship construction done.
Alright. Notice my little scorpion fighters? Yes, they are animated. It looks better when they're floating. Doesn't look that great. When they are moving towards combat, or they're using the cinematic mode, the dogfighting mode, looks really nice. But you've got your Seeker class. It's another scout, lightly armed. Their version, which it looks like the name's got reversed here. But this is going to be the Raptor for them, which I believe in another mod that I've released, we called it the Grindon. But this is supposed to be the Reaper for the Remans. This is their quote-unquote bird of prey. Alright, let's see here. Let's get some of these secondary facilities up. There we go. There's the Shadower. I like the design of that warbird. To me, these are the top 3 warbirds in the mod. They are beautiful warbirds. Alright, let's get this yard going. They're not finished yet when it comes to what they can build. There are still 2 ships that are hidden on 3 heroes. It's going to be essentially, you're going to have another yard to build right here in this empty slot. It's going to be where you build your there's a new variation of the Romulan Singularity vessel. Instead it references red matter now, if I'm not mistaken. And that's post 2009 movie. There's also the Kirchan. The Kirchan is going to be in here. And then we've got 3 heroes for the Romulans slated. We have, if I'm not mistaken, it is Admiral Tomalak. We have Admiral Sela. And we also have Commander Saharan, voiced by one of our good friends, Steven. So they will have 3 heroes there. We don't have any heroes slated for the Remans right now, only because I don't see them necessarily having a hero unit, per se. I don't know. It's a thought to maybe get them a hero unit, but I'm not sure. But see, they're stun locked essentially because that ship can't do its build, so the Romulan constructors can't build their stuff. It's something, like I said, I'm going to have to, once everybody's stable, everything looks nice, I can then go into the AI code, I can rewrite the AI, simplify it a little bit for a lot of these races, because from what it looks like, the AI wants to build like 4 or 5 mining facilities before they actually get going. At least from a quick glance, and I want to fix that. Alright. Alright, let's get also the Scimitar facility going. I have been asked this for all of you that are watching on YouTube. Right now I'm also streaming this, like I said earlier, on Discord to my buddy Chili Trek right now. The question has come up why we are continuing in Armada 1, why we're not going to Fleet Ops. You know, there's limitations with Armada 1. Why would you want to use something like that? Especially if you're breaking the game and making it crash as you do your various things. The answer is simple. We started our work in A1, and I'm going to speak for myself here as I'm doing the beta compile. But I think I can speak for the team. When we start something, we want to finish it. And even if it means that we are finishing this mod in 2024 for a GOG release, and it is for A1, then it's for A1, because we started in A1. We are going to finish what we started. There's already been talk, of course, once that's finished, let's see if we can update the models, get our work going, and do a Future Tense Reborn Fleet Ops mod. We are looking at that with Fleet Ops Roots 5.0. But we want to finish what we started here. We've already got something that, if we had released it on time, it would have been amazing. It would have been, you know, defining for the era. Life happened, but we have a chance to finish what we started. So that's why we're doing this. That's why we are finishing in A1. We started here. The work is here. No need to throw away the work just to start from scratch in Fleet Ops. We can just go ahead and finish it here. So I'm hoping everybody understands that one. Granted, of course, we already need to update models here. Like, we have some work ahead of us here, but it's fine. Alright, there we go. Let's get some of these going.
We will inform you when the ship is completed.
Fireheart, there, the Veneta, and the Virexis. We do have a Derridex, we do have an Orexin class, but I figure you're going to like these that come out. Let's get that going, and just so I can show you what I'm talking about when it comes to the weapons, you'll notice regardless of what anything's going on, it's firing only from those pods. Pulses are going in the middle. It bugs me. Pulse is only firing from the right. And yes, I do know that some of the weapon textures look a little off. I've got things to clean it up. Like I said, I'm just trying to get this where it doesn't crash if someone tests it for our team. But we'll have it nice and clean when it's done. Alright, there we go. There's the ballistic, which we'll go ahead and zoom in on that. That's the ballistic. Let's get into the grid. Just looks like it's a massive missile cruiser. Oh, I see the scimitar up in the corner. Oh, where's she going? Alright, let's go over here. Here's our scimitar. No specials right now. I know, if I'm not mistaken, they built this with animation in mind, and I've got to dig through the code to see what we've got there. But they built this so that these wings can actually animate and open up. I think the initial plan was to make the Thaleron cannon work. It would, of course, use the psionic weapons from the Shadow when it comes to that, but use different style coding to also utilize the wing properties of the scimitar. She's a good looking model for her age. See something. It's gonna scare me out.
Ship construction done.
She's a monster. And that's what I like. She's a monster.
It's about time.
There we go.
Your wish is my command.
Interesting.
Have the Mugai class. If I'm not mistaken, Admiral Sela commands one of these El Hatham classes. Tomalog's got a Derridex, and then Commander Saharan has a Virexis class.
Want that information, Commander? As you wish, Commander.
And as you can hear, we do have the Tomalog voices in here. Just link to this one. Like I said, it's little minor things is what I'm trying to get it to. So that way when the team is working on it, it's kind of a rapid fire. People are just picking up little things, they're patching them, and we go. So that's kind of what, like I said, that's what I've been doing the last few weeks, is I'm getting it to a stable point where it's just patch and done. There we go. There's the Battlebird. As you can see, the wireframes aren't linking up at all the way they're supposed to, and it's fine. Probably needs to be scaled down a little bit since it's as large as a scimitar, but it's meant to be a mean jamma. A lot of little things. So that's the Riemann race right there. Versus, like I said, difference in weaponry. Alright, so, there we are. I think you'll appreciate this chili. Anybody in the chat for YouTube? I have a feeling you'll recognize the voice. I don't know if we're going to keep that as final. That was in the files for this ship. If you recognize the voice, let me know in the comments. But yeah, this Veneta is really good for her age. And I mean really good for her age. Probably gonna, like I said, I'm gonna work on scaling for a few ships. I want the Veneta roughly around the same size as the Scimitar, and I want like the Battle Bird and ballistic classes, I should say. I want these a little bit smaller because I want the Veneta and the Scimitar to be the largest vessels that are built. It's very satisfying. See, there's empty slots here for ships that we haven't claimed yet, but I'm probably just going to do a third yard. So, this is kind of where we're at with the Romulans right now. Like I said, the Romulan-Riemann alliance, they're in a good spot. It's mainly, there's a lot of wireframe work for the Riemans that has to be done. And then, once wireframes are done, it's resizing starships. It's getting them set up properly with their hardpoints and their weapons. And then getting that third yard built in our build list, which, where's my builder?
What are your orders?
Just getting that third yard right here and putting in the last 2 playable ships and the 3 heroes, along with locking things to research. Let's see here.
A strong empire begins
Okay,
with a
go
firm
ahead and
foundation.
get
Received.
both research yards done before we end for the night.
I want that information, Commander.
Station construction beginning.
So, might take a minute. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. There's the Phyrexis. It also shares the same voice as the Veneta. This is another one of my favorite designs. But this, like I said, this is where we're at. This is what, as you can tell from my list, it's not a lot. I can probably fix it in the next few days, have it in a playable state. The longest is honestly going to be the wireframes. Getting the photos of every starship that needs a Riemann wireframe, segmented them out with a new template, getting the alpha channel added because all of our wireframes in future tends to have alpha channels, and just getting them set up, getting them taken care of. So it's right now it sounds like a lot of work. It's not. It's just going to be time consuming. I'll probably have it done by next weekend, probably like Friday, Saturday. So there might not be a video next week for you guys on YouTube. There might not be. I don't know. I'm trying to take my time and make sure I get this done right for the beta compile. If there is a video next week, then we're going to cover our next race. And our next race that is slated for video will be the Borg. We're going to cover them. You're going to see some very, very interesting things there once I've had time to bug test them. And that's why we might take a week off from videos. Just so I have, once the Romulan-Riemann race is taken care of, I have some time to bug fix the Borg instead of showing them in their pure raw form right now. So let's see here. There we go. I'll show you how this research works on these. This is the Advanced Research Facility. So it's just building little pods on here. It's going to do 4 upper pods. And then
Complete, Commander.
once the upper pods are done, it does
Research
lower
complete,
pods.
Commander.
So there are lower pods here. Whereas your advanced research, it spins. It's an animated pod there.
Research complete, Commander.
So this is what we've got so far. I'll give y'all guys an update here soon. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. And until next time, y'all stay safe out there. And if you see a Borg ship, fire a transphasic torpedo for me. I'm out.